Okay, let's look at some useful functions. Most importantly, you need to know how to move around SAP application, how to log in, how to log out. Let me show you. Let me go to the desktop. In any SAP client, desktop client, you will see if the SAP is already been set up in the laptop or desktop. You will see the SAP logon pad. Just launch a SAP logon pad. You will get this. You will see many icons here, systems, okay, list, something like this. Okay, yeah, we will have many systems in a typical company, so you need to find out which system you want to log into. Just highlight on the system, or if you have many systems, you can also create a shortcut to the frequent systems that you will log in. Let's say you have 100 systems listed. In big companies, it is normal that 100 systems are listed, meaning that you will see 100 of these things here, and you will be, let's say you are frequently visiting only 2 or 3 systems. You can create a shortcut here for that. Let's go to shortcut and then new items, and then choose the system. All the systems, all the icons that is found here in the under systems will be listed here. Just choose which system that you want to create a shortcut for. Let's say ECC, and the client, enter the client number, you know what is the client, and the username, password, and just you can leave all this empty. Just click OK, then the shortcut will be created. See, the shortcut will be created. You need to label the item. I didn't label it right, so here just put test. See, changing to test. So if you have 100 systems here, you can create shortcuts for all the systems that you normally log into. Alright, and you can change the item if you want to. If you change the user ID or password, you can change it. Okay, I don't want a shortcut because I have only one system here. It's very easy for me to log in. If you want to create a new system, the basis guy will do it for you, but anyway, just to know about these things, sometimes in big companies they will expect the consultants to know about it rather than depending on the basis guys. Knowing all these steps will also make yourself to look as an experienced consultant, so just learn these things. It's not very difficult to learn. Let me just check. SAP server DMO01. Okay, let's say you want to add one new system. You just click user defined, give it a description, test, and server, application server. This information you need to get from the basis guy. Okay, my SAP server is my application server is SAP server, and system ID also you can get from the basis guy, DM01, system number, and add. I can also go to advanced, a few things that I can set. If you are working in a very slow network, you can choose this, so that the system will adapt itself to work with a slow connection, so that you won't get any hiccup. And add it, so the entry is added. So to delete it, just delete the item. This is how I added this item here. Okay, there's one more important thing that you need to know. Here, if you go here, see this icon here? If you go here, go to options, you can find the location of the SAP INI file. This is a very important file, SAP logon. This file contains the IP address information of this SAP server. Let me show you. It is under the C Windows SAP logon INI, right? Let me take you there. C Windows, right? SAP logon IN9. See, it's open ready, right? whatever that you create here will be updated in this INI file. See, I created an item called ECC. It is created here. See, the purpose of this is to find out further informations about the icon. All are stored here. Okay, just an additional information. To log on to the system, just click on the logon button. Client, you need to get from the basis which client you want to enter into. Okay, the way how SAP systems organize is, let me pause it so that I can create something. Okay, let me resume now. Okay, I wanted to explain about this the client and say this systems, the relationship between systems and the client and all that. Company code. Systems refers to the physical boxes, server boxes. All these are called physical server boxes. Let's say in a company we have three different servers. One is for development, one is for QA testing, one is for production. Okay, these are separate servers altogether. You can imagine 3 CPUs are sitting in the server room. Okay, CPUs belonging to servers. So under each server you will have subsections like client. That's why these red sections referring to clients. Okay, so therefore when I say ECC system, just imagine that I'm referring to a production system here. This ECC, and then let me create one more, user defined development and application server something test TM0, and just for example so that I can visualize, and one more for testing. Okay, test DM add 03. Okay, now we have, let's say ECC is the production. ECC refers to production. Now we have development here, testing here, and ECC which is production here. So we have 3 boxes. All these 3 icons refers to respective servers. So if I go here and click log on, I'll get a log on screen, right? Something like what I used to get here. So under this server I may have many clients. See, this is one client, this is another client, this is a third client. So within the client you can find all this company code. The blue lines here refers to company code. I cannot write here, the space is very small, that's why I just leave it as it is. But if you look here, it's more clear. Under the client 700 I may have company code Sun and Mercury. So for this example, under the system production box here, I may have several clients. This is some other client, this is client 800, and this is some other client. Under the client 800 I have Sun and Mercury, 2 company codes. Let me go here, let me log into production system. You see this client here, so this refers to 800 client. I'm logging into production server and into this area, into the client 800 area. See here, when I say client 800 and key in my user ID and password, it means that I'm logging into this area, this server and this area. That's how you have to visualize this server and this area, this server and this area, client 800. And once I enter into client 800, I can also further log in into company code Sun. We'll see how is that. Okay, let me just move it up a bit. Okay, now key in your user ID, set user and the password. Already log in. This means that I already have other login sessions for the same client. So I have three options: continue with this logon, or continue with this logon without ending any other logons. Or if I choose this, I will continue with this logon, but I will end all the other logons. I don't want to do this. I will choose this so that the other logon sessions are intact. See, other logons are still intact. So once I log into the system, I have logged into client 800. So I haven't tell the system which company code I am going to work into. So let's go into a company code. Let's go to a screen. Here, GL account document. Then see, change company code. I enter Sun. Already Sun is defaulted. Then in the respective screens, I can specify which company code I want to work into. See, I have an option to say change company code. If I want to go to Mercury, I just change it to Mercury. That's how. Now you can visualize how the whole server setup for SAP is in a company, right? This whole thing is called SAP landscape. So if you newly enter into a company as a new recruit, just ask them what is a SAP landscape. So they will draw a diagram like this. Actual SAP landscape will be more complicated than this. They may have many boxes, not only three. Not only three. They might have more than three. Okay. Just for illustration purpose, it's very made it very simple. Okay, SAP landscape. This whole thing is called SAP landscape. Okay, I'm going to save this. You check with your basis guide what is the SAP landscape of any company. SAP landscape definition. Okay, now let's go into the system. We are here, right? Okay, once you are into the system, you have, if you want to open one more session, you can click this. This will take you to another session. See, now you have 6 open sessions. If you want to close a session, just click this. If you want to access a particular screen, let's say invoice screen, customer invoice, you have 2 options. You can go by the menu, or you can key in the T code, which is this. This is a T code. If you come to this small icon here, the pop-up window will appear. From here you can see which client you have logged into. System 800, system DM0, system is DM0, and the client is 800. This is the name given to the server boxes. It's called DM0. Okay. Remember, if I come here, I go to change items. You see this DM0. It refers to this. Okay. Each system, each icon here must be given a system ID. That's what it's referring to. Let's go back. 800, client is 800. You know what it is. Current login user and the program name of this screen, the T code. Alright. Sometimes you will not see this pop-up. Small icon here because it's collapsed. See, if you see this icon here, just click on it so that it's expanded. From here you will know what T code is this. So the other way to access the screen is by just entering the T code, V70. Alright. Then the other thing is that if you log into a screen very frequently, you can add it as a favorite. It's something like an Internet Explorer's favorite. You just open Internet Explorer. See this. If you want to add certain websites into your favorite, you just add it using this option, right? Similar concept. Let's say I want to add this into favorite, just drag and drop, just come here. So next time I don't need to drill down through detail into the menu to go to the screen. I just double click here. It's very easy. I come to the same screen. If you want to delete, just right click and delete favorite. Okay. Or if you want to insert a folder, just create a new folder called call new folder, just call it a new folder. So you have a new folder. Now you can add one more screen under the new folder, something like this. Just drag and drop. Alright, right click and do it, or you can also do from here, insert folder. Okay, you can drag and drop to move it around. I can totally delete it, totally delete it. Okay, the favorites are deleted. Then what else I can tell you is that settings. Okay, if you want to see if you want to display only favorites and do not display menu, you can choose this. Okay, there are some things here. And then status is very important. If you go to status window, you can see some technical information like which client, which user, which language, previous logon, time zone. Okay, the most important thing is that this one, which SAP version we are using. We are using SAP ECC 6.0. Alright, and then what else? Okay, here this button here is to customize the layout. Go to options, okay, you have many options here, but the most important one is the history, local data. You have to set the history on so that when you key in something into a field, key in something into the field, that if you have previously keyed in the same value, it will appear as a what you call a list here. You can select. Alright, so that is controlled here. Local data, if you off it, then it will be off. Okay, there's many other options here.